I call the member for Holt.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I rise this morning to raise one of the most important issues facing my constituency and electorate in Holt, and that is after years and years and years of lobbying that many residents in my electorate, too many electorates in my residence, don't have access to reliable mobile phone reception, particularly in suburbs like Cranbourne East, Clyde and Clyde North and surrounding areas. These are some of the fastest growing areas in Australia. These are suburbs that have lots of young families that come and live and expect in the 21st century that when you shift into an area, and one of the fastest growing areas in Australia, that you'd actually have mobile phone reception. And it is the story after story after story of people not being able to use their mobile phones. And this is the 21st century in a major capital city in one of the fastest growing areas in Australia, and you can't use your mobile phone. The consequences of that, Deputy Speaker, can be quite terrifying, and I'll get into that in a second. It really is vital, and when these matters get raised, Deputy Speaker, as you know, there is a lot of, in a sense, passing the buck, a bit of handballing like Polly Farmer. The fact is, the federal government, the CDKC, telecommunication providers, I'm just putting you all on notice. The fact is, stop making excuses and give the people the facilities that they deserve and need and warrant. Just because they live in the outer suburbs does not mean that they should be discriminated against. Because you live in Cranbourne East or Clyde North does not mean that you should be excluded from getting an essential service like a mobile phone service. Here's one example of this. Not being able to use a mobile phone. Zoe Harriet from Clyde North, who basically had incredible difficulty ringing an ambulance for her 6-month-old son during an emergency. Her son thankfully is okay, but she's unable to contact an ambulance to actually get access to her son in Cranbourne East. It's just unacceptable that would actually happen. It actually defies description that would happen. My office is also being contacted by Darren Bayliss-White, the Community Manager of Avio Botanic Gardens Retirement Village in Junction Village. They have 157 independent living residential units and 190 residents. The retirement village has been unable to enjoy reliable mobile phone reception from Telstra, Optus or Vodafone. That understandably creates safety concerns which impact the village. So not only do we have, Deputy Speaker, young people and emergency situations, there was also another situation around Cranbourne East where a woman told me she was watching someone trying to break into her home. She didn't have the NBN, and she went to use her mobile phone. She could not ring. She had no reception. Imagine you not being able to do anything to actually ring an emergency, and she was quite traumatised. I've had enough. We deserve to be able to have a mobile phone in the outer southeastern suburbs, and I'll campaign until we do.
Time has expired.